And now look at this move from white. b4, what is that? I only can describe this as a shot in the dark. Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with number 125 in the series Viewers Games. It is EA's turn. I hope EA I pronounce your name correctly. From Nigeria. I don't know if this is the first viewers game from Africa. Anyway, my name is EA. I love your channel so much. I am from Nigeria. I started playing chess in August 2017 and I've been hooked ever since. This game was played on chess.com when I had a blitz rating of about 1300. I play on Lichess now and have a blitz rating of 1800 plus. However, I'm okay if you analyze this game as it was one of my earlier online chess games. Thanks Rick for your brilliant work. Your channel and practice has really helped me improve. God bless. Out of curiosity though, which country are you from, Rick? Says EA. Well EA, I'm originally from the Netherlands in Europe, but I have been living for many years now in the Republic of Ireland. And let's have a look at your game, EA. You were black in this game, so we're going to look at this game from the black side. It was played on chess.com indeed, on the 17th of November 2018. The white player went under the name of Neil1964, had a rating of 981, and EA goes under the name of EA Live 1, and he mentioned that his rating was about 1300, but according to the game on chess.com, EA's rating when this game was played was 1121. It was a 5-minute game with no increment, 5 minutes per player for the whole game. Before we start, if you would like your game to be analyzed on Chess to Impress, you can send it to me by email to classroomchess64@gmail.com. But now let's have a look at EA's game. His opponent opened with the e-pawn and EA played g6, d4 and bishop g7. Now knight c3 is by far the most popular move according to the database, but white played e5 instead. Here the move d6 was played by an Icelandic grandmaster, Petersson, but EA played the other central pawn, played e6. Knight f3, and now d6, bishop g5 hitting the queen, knight e7 interposing on the diagonal, and the other bishop went to b5 with check, c6 to kick the bishop back. And here the engine likes e takes d6, queen takes d6, and then bishop back to d3 with about an equal position. But in the game, white played the bishop back to a4. E took in the center, and don't take back with the knight. Why not? How does black win a piece here? If you want to look for yourself, put the video on pause. Black has a simple move, f6 with a fork, winning a piece. So that is not good after d takes e5, so you have to take with the d-pawn, but then black can take on d1, king takes and knight d7, and white has lost the castling rights. Slightly better for black. But in the game after d takes e5, white decided not to recapture the pawn and castle. Not just giving up on one pawn, but black can immediately win a second one. And EA took it. E takes d4. That pawn is protected well enough. It's attacked by the queen and the knight, but it's protected by the bishop and the queen. So black has won 2 pawns. And now look at this move from white. b4, what is that? I only can describe this as a shot in the dark. It really does not do anything. Black is just 2 pawns up now. EA castled, bishop back to b3, and knight a6. Attacking that, a shot in a dark pawn. Bishop c4. White is not even defending the pawn on b4. And EA played b5. There was nothing against taking on b4 straight away, but EA first kicks the bishop back. Bishop back to b3, and thank you very much. That's another pawn. 3 pawns in the back pocket for EA. And white has nothing to show for these pawns. White kicked the knight back, knight a6 and queen e2. Knight c5, improving that piece. Rook d1 and e takes the bishop. When you're ahead in material, it's generally good to swap pieces. Not necessarily pawns, but it's generally good to swap pieces when you're material ahead. White took back and c5. This move gives up on the b5 pawn, which is now hanging, but white does not spot it. The engine in this position before c5 likes giving up the d4 pawn to get his pieces to better squares. That's black's only problem in this position, completing his development. With 3 extra pawns, it's okay to give up one of those pawns to achieve the goal of fully developing your army. So queen c7 is a move that is suggested by the engine, giving up on that pawn, and then rook d8. But as mentioned, in this position, c5 was played, giving up on the b5 pawn. But white didn't see it. You can just take that pawn, at least win one pawn back for your trouble. But knight c3 was played by white, which is a nice tactical way to develop this piece. Because you cannot take the knight, as then your queen is hanging. So knight c3, bringing that piece into play. Queen e8 from Iye, and now the knight is hanging. You can take on b5, take that pawn, but knight e4 was a choice from white. Iye played f6, kicking the bishop, and white responded with that move with knight d6, and it doesn't work. It's attacking the queen, but white really should have retreated the bishop. Being 3 pawns down though, white is going for desperate measures. The queen is attacked, and queen c6 was played by Iye, and now 2 white pieces are hanging. It's not the end of the world. You can still take on c8, and rook f takes c8, and then save the bishop. But in its position, white played another bad move. He took on b5 after 16 seconds of thought, and that is just dropping the bishop on g5. And again, Iye plays an in-between move instead of straight away grabbing the bishop. He plays bishop a6, which is pinning and attacking the knight. a4 to defend it, and only now does Iye take on g5, takes the bishop. White is now 2 pawns and a piece up. No compensation for black. He can take the pawn on g5 with the knight, but is not interested in that. He plays the knight to e5, attacking the queen. But bishop takes, another piece off the board. Queen takes, and g4. Iye has his eyes on an attack against white's king. Knight c7, attacking the rook in the corner. But bishop b7 with a very powerful battery. In fact, black is threatening checkmate in one move with queen takes g2 now, so white does not have time to take on a8. That battery is so powerful that the only way to play for white here is to swap the queens with queen takes e6 check, queen takes, knight takes, and then, for example, rook fc8 with a winning position for black. But white made the final mistake. After bishop b7, he thought for 18 seconds and then played f3, dealing with the checkmate threat that way. But that does not work. He took on f3, and now knight takes e6. This leads to mate in 3 moves, but white was totally busted anyway. And now, if you want to look for yourself, how does black checkmate the white king in 3 moves, then put the video on pause. f2 check is the first move. If you go in the corner, then this is checkmate straight away. And if you go to f1, as white played in the game, then queen takes g2 check, king e2, and promotion to new queen with checkmate. Checkmate with 2 queens, and the pawn is taking the e3 square away. A nice win from Iye, not the most exciting game in this series and not a very rich game either, Why just gave away material like they were sweet cakes? And EA said, thank you very much for giving me the material, I'll gladly accept it. And then he mopped up the tears with a nice mating combination. Well played, EA, and thank you very much for sharing this game so I could share it with the Chess to Impress community. I hope you enjoyed EA's game. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel and please leave your comments. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you like this series, then please share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. The link to the Viewers Game playlist is in the description box of this video. You can also find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.